Thank you very much to the organisers of this conference for inviting, to invite the representative of WHEYLAYER here today. I'm from Pimec, which is the SME Association of Catalonia in Spain. Pimec is Petita Mitjana Empresa de Catalunya. It represents over 100,000 SME members across Catalonia, all industrial members and with a large concentration of plastic manufacturers and the packaging industry. To explain about WHEYLAYER, it's to obtain the objective, the core thrust of the project is to obtain whey protein-coated plastic films to replace expensive polymers and increase recyclability. It's funded under the Research for the Benefit of SME Associations program. The Research for the Benefit of SMEs is the only SME-focused program that the 7th Framework program actually has. It's divided in two parts, one for SMEs and one for SME associations. The coordinators have to be SME associations because the idea of this research is that SMEs or SME associations has a problem, in this case how to improve the future prospects of the plastics industry. Since we heard in our introduction, there are some challenges which will be faced in the next few years. And then the idea is that using the help of research performers, universities, research centres, they can come to a program of work which will try to resolve this problem. Its duration is 36 months, and it's started November 3 years ago. It's actually ending this day next week on Monday, the 31st of October. There are 14 project partners from 5 member states: Spain, Germany, Italy, Slovenia, and Ireland. 5 SME associations. These are representative associations, SMEs. We have Pimec, Sorimap, which is a recycling association, Let Nostra, which is a dairy cooperative in Spain, PCS, which is another SME in Italy, Whey, which is Hungarian Plastics Association, and then we have 5 SMEs, which 2 are end users who are testing out the project and seeing the future direction of where it'll go. Serviplast, which is in Spain, Tuba, which is in Ljubljana in Slovenia, and we've got 3 supply chain SMEs, CESAP here in Italy, Dunridi, which is an Irish industrial engineering firm, and MLAN, which is an SME dairy cooperative in Germany. We have 4 RTE performers, Irish, which is the co-coordinator of this project, because SME associations and SMEs, they generally do not have a research capability. So even though the SME associations, they are the coordinators of the project, they are always joined in co-coordination with an experienced research performer. In this case, Iris is a research performer in Barcelona also. And then Fraunhofer, which is the Institute of Packaging in Freising, outside of Munich. And University of Pisa, who I see are here today as well. And for any technical aspects, I'm sure my colleague, Dr. Patricia, will be really glad to help as well. For TTZ Bremerhaven, they are another research performer for that. It's specific support for associations is the core goal of this program. It's to obtain technical solutions to problems which for a large number of SMEs. In one case, you could say it's like this. It's utilizing a problem in one industry, which is the dairy industry, which is whey, which is it's a byproduct of the cheese making process, and it's a waste product by and large. They don't know what to do with it, but it's also solving a problem in another industry, which is the plastics industry. So, using a problem in one sector to solve another problem in another is the core goal of this. It's been driven by SME associations such as ourselves and the other SME association members, and we're subcontracting the research to the RTD performers, to the universities and to the private research centres. The idea of these projects is they have to render clear exploitation potential and economic benefits for the SME members of the associations involved. This means that the SME performers, or the research performers rather, they are undertaking the research for the benefit of the SME associations and the SMEs. That entails that the intellectual property rights and the use and exploitation of the project, of the product, etc., remains with the SMEs. So the idea is that the SME associations will be able to, in theory, license this out, the technology and any patents that arise from this, to our members. The consortium, why did it search for an alternative material? Well, the advantages of current solutions is that it's effective in minimising the permutation of oxygen, water, vapour and odours, but the disadvantages of current solution is petroleum-derived plastics with negative environmental effects like CO2 emissions, etc. Varying fluctuations in the price of petroleum, its high cost, poor recyclability, and high levels of waste during processing and food waste. The solution was whey. Whey, as you know, it's a byproduct of the cheese making process, and it's gaining more and more interest internationally as an environmentally friendly and functional packaging solution. There's over 50 million tonnes of whey accumulated in the EU, of which 30% are discharged, either pumped into the tanks or spread on the fields. It depends, and there's no real one way which whey is being utilised across the dairy processing sector. Films of whey proteins incorporate several promising technological characteristics like its flexibility as well as its similar oxygen vapor barrier properties as well, and its display of antimicrobial activity. Literature suggested that a comparable oxygen permeability of whey proteins for films like EVOH polymers. WHEYLAYER's goals were to design a new airlayer solution in a bottom-up approach, that is, using the direction and the problems in the SME plastics and SME dairy associations, to improve the performance and characteristics of the whey formulation, to increase the adherence of whey coating to the carrier polymer, improve the barrier properties against oxygen and water vapor, prolong the shelf life of food products, active packaging properties, and to validate the characteristics of newly developed WHEYLAYER for its various properties. WHEYLAYER it's focused in the first instance for the food packaging industry, and the prospects to bring it to other sectors is being explored. These were mainly to achieve its improved recycling properties, to improve its carbon footprint, obviously by its natural formulation, its development, validation, demonstration of industrial process in a real environment, which has been done some 2 weeks ago in Ljubljana, where we had our final demo of the prototype, which extrudes the WHEYLAYER plastic, and to ensure future exploitation of the WHEYLAYER materials, its uptake and use by the SME AGs and the SMEs, by keeping it sufficiently low cost. And it's through the direction of the SMEs and the SME associations who constantly give advice to the research performers and universities who say they would like WHEYLAYER to do this or to do that. The scope of the project was to see where the challenges for plastic and packaging and food industries were, that multi-layer plastics were not recyclable. Whey, 40% is still wasted. Barrier plastics are expensive. Customers' requirements for long shelf life of sensitive products such as food or foods with a low shelf life. And there's a market demand for truly sustainable packaging. That is, there is a significant prospect for packagers who use sustainable packaging solutions to use this as an added value. There's an added premium in, first of all, in plastics manufacturers who would utilize WHEYLAYER, or for packaging companies who would pack such food products who would have a significant added value. So the consortium planned to develop whey protein coated plastic films to replace the polymers and to increase recyclability. And this would be extended the food shelf life by addition of active ingredients. WHEYLAYER has been tested by the research performer TTZ Bremerhaven for its various properties for taste, smell, texture, etc. for different foods. Primarily they started on butter cheese. Okay. How we did it? How did the consortium develop WHEYLAYER? They examined the issue by finding WHEYLAYER's place in the food packaging spectrum to see where the protection is the primary function of the packaging, its sustainability for food packagers, the definition of other biopolymers that exist, and to see how they could be implemented with WHEYLAYER, to see where its niche was. Food packaging is on 4 pillars: containment, protection, communication, and convenience. And these are the functions of food packaging which WHEYLAYER has always sought to attain. WHEYLAYER had its deterioration of food by microbiological processes, biochemical processes, and physical processes. And these aspects in the bottom row were examined all along, especially by TTZ Bremer, having to ensure that a WHEYLAYER packaging would have similar properties to other plastics in the market. Primarily, protection and safety of the product comes first. The packaged food product binds significantly more resources than its packaging. Insufficient protection of the product leads to spoilage of food, and the spoilage of food causes much higher CO2 emissions than the reduction of packaging could save. In essence, the packaging must sufficiently protect the product. And since WHEYLAYER is an environmentally friendly solution, these tenets of this were always at the forefront to ensure that WHEYLAYER can compete once it goes to market. On the spectrum of biopolymers, it had to stick with on these 4 pillars to ensure that the idea was to be on the level of fully existing biopolymers at the moment, for polymers that exist which are made from petroleum, and to see if WHEYLAYER could surpass it in some respects. We're going for starches, PHA, PLA, cellulose, and PVOH, and polyester. And on the left side is BioP, BioPA, BioPP, BioPVC. But we're pleased to report that WHEYLAYER actually achieved much superior barrier properties compared to other bioplastics. The WHEYLAYER coating can substitute other synthetic barrier layers while providing recyclability to multi-layer films. It's versatile. It's easy integrated into the plastic and packaging process. WHEYLAYER's core advantages were its environmental positives. It had a holistic environmental approach for WHEYLAYER. It's for biosourced materials. You have a reuse of waste. You have no food competition because Whey is a waste product primarily. It's recyclability. And it's a cradle-to-cradle approach and the eco-efficiency of its process. For all these aspects, it ticks all boxes. And in essence, the increased packaging sustainability is a real boon for responsible consumers, and it's an added value for packaging manufacturers and food packagers. WHEYLAYER is extremely cost competitive with other barrier plastics such as EVOH. It would be a preferred packaging material for dairy products especially. That's easy to see why. I mean, for cheese, butter, etc. The idea of selling these products wrapped in an environmentally friendly WHEYLAYER substance, which is used by, which has been derived from the cheese making process, it's garnering a lot of interest from various dairy associations and producers from all over Europe. And WHEYLAYER can be extended, and this is being explored, to package other sensitive goods such as cosmetics and pharmaceutical products. For organic food, there's a big interest as well. For environmentally friendly cosmetics or extremely sensitive different types of pharmaceutical products as well. So in essence, since we're coming into the end of the project, this is actually the official final week of the project, that there's a patent pending process is in train, and it's close to completion at the end. And WHEYLAYER will be ready to be licensed out to the various members of the SMEs who are members of the consortium, and the SMEs who are members of the SME associations. And the owners of the patent will be the members, the SMEs, and the SME associations of the consortium. So if you want to know more information about WHEYLAYER, it's on www.wheylayer.eu. For any technical aspects, my colleague from the University of Pisa, I'm sure, would be happy to take up some if I cannot answer them. And I'd like to thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.